I bet you didn't know an ugly fish inspired an amazing spoken word poem. And what's even crazier is that it works. Let's talk about Keep Swimming by Malachi. The first time I heard this poem, I was like, oh, okay, it's about fish. A few minutes later, I realized it's actually about vision, not eyesight, vision. The kind of vision that keeps people awake at night, trying to view dreams in countries that do not reward dreamers. Much like our precious land of rage and joy, somehow this conversation starts in an aquarium.
If you live life like a fish, frustrated by the fact that the only thing you've been raised to do is take a swim, then you must come from where I come from.
What makes the poem interesting is that it doesn't try too hard to sound poetic. It simply observes. It begins with a question that many creatives know too well. What happens when you're good at something in a world that only seems to reward another? Instead of answering this question, Malachi watches a fish. Here's the part that surprised me. The aquarium was actually real. Malachi says he was at an optician in Longacres trying to get his glasses fixed when he noticed the aquarium.
The optician there did have an aquarium at the time. They did. And so just looking at the fish. And
around the same time, he was also rewatching Finding Nemo, which kinda makes the title less random. Then something really clever happens. The fish stopped being fish. Before even noticing it, you've stopped looking at the aquarium and you started looking at society. Even the music has a story. The poem was produced by Gio Musiwa, who is commonly known for producing poetry and music. In an interview, Malachi explains how this collaboration came to be.
One of the reasons I even went with him, apart from being related, was because I think he was the main producer of, I think it was a poetry show that Milimo and Genesis had. The work Gio did on that project is what made me see, like, okay, this person could give me a different feel.
Another thing that blew my mind is when Malachi said that the instrumental was inspired by music he heard while watching Tom and Jerry. Another is a detail that almost nobody catches. Malachi is a huge fan of Jay-Z, and one of the lines in the poem is a direct nod to that.
The fish is still ugly if it picks the wrong route. No such thing as an ugly billionaire, right? Cute.
Ain't no such thing as an ugly billionaire. I'm cute.
There's another part that people misunderstand, the section about equality.
As I stared back into that eyesore of a masterpiece, I caught sight of another ugly thing. Equality. Or the version of equality human beings choose to waste their tears on.
Most people hear it and think, oh, nice, motivational speech. Apparently that's not what he meant at all. According to Malachi, he wasn't talking about equality, he was talking about equity.
Keep Swimming was also preaching against equality. Equality does not exist. There's no such thing as equality. Keep Swimming was written to remind people that the real goal is equity. And
once you hear that, the whole poem changes. It's not saying that people should be the same. It's saying that people are not the same, which feels especially relevant in societies where success comes with a checklist. And if your dream isn't on that list, good luck explaining yourself, my dear. Malachi was writing this while living inside that exact pressure.
I wrote Keep Swimming. There was a lot of things going on, especially with my family and my love for music and the requirement to at least make sure I have a formal profession, if that such a thing actually even still exists.
Now let's talk about the ending.
Because even after seeing all that, the optician still said I need glasses.
It sounds funny, but when you think about it, it's the point of the whole poem. After seeing beauty in difference and realizing there isn't only one way to move through life, society still tells him his vision is wrong. The part that hurt me the most, not from the poem, but from the interview, is when Malachi says he stopped swimming.
That's why I've never performed it, because even when the chances started coming to be able to perform it and share it live with people, it was around the time when I had stopped swimming. I gave up.
That hit me because the person who wrote a poem about resistance eventually got tired himself. There's something painfully human about that. It reminds you that people who often give you advice are not standing outside the struggle. They're usually standing right in the middle of it.
Of swimming is the one above all, but I've seen crabs crawl and jellyfish float. Some fish fly out and some can breathe on land. It was the most beautiful picture of diversity I've ever laid my eyes on, bruh. Every single fish knows it's in the water, and they all understand that there are many ways to swim. You just have to pick the one that allows you to move.
I love Keep Swimming because it proves poetry doesn't need some crazy metaphors or impossible fantasy. Sometimes all it needs is an ugly fish. And somehow that fish ends up teaching you about purpose, pressure, and difference. So, even if nobody understands where you're going and your dreams sound ridiculous, even when the world is trying to fix a lens that you don't believe is broken, just keep swimming.